is a bone generation, some teeth enamel. So replacement of the material to incorporate the nanotechnology to develop the alternative biomaterial to the biomedical field. This one, the another one is imaging and therapy multifunctional. It's a synthesis of bioconjugation. Synthesis is method, the chemical and biological methods is a metallic and a metal axial nanoparticle we have chosen, and the bioconjugation is a capping. We have the biomedical application. Is that we want the very good biomedical applications or very good effect we need. So choose the bioconjugation. Example, green nano plants extracts or biopolymers or some other agent in the biocompatible agents to conjugate the nanoparticle to deliver the drug delivery applications. Antibacterial applications of nanoparticles. Today, a lot of bacteria is grown day by day, increasing the bacterial infection and day by day increasing the novelty of bacteria. The bacterial infection, not only the chronic infection, it is a wound infection, mortality. A lot of bacteria also the day by day increasing the susceptibility and antibiotic resistance. So we have need the alternative antibiotic or new novel material to we need. So we have developed the alternative antibiotic or alternative nanomaterial to develop into the incorporate the nanotechnology. So we have developed the formulated new drugs in cost-effective and eco-friendly. So new nano antibiotic current scenario. So there are a lot of research have developed. You see this plate. This is the one of the main antibacterial activity. This is my paper in 2016, published the biomedicine and pharmacotherapy. Impact factor more than 3.1, I think. This is a simple method. I have developed the zinc oxide nanoparticle in the Laurel Nopolis plant leaves and tested the agar-well diffusion assay to test the concentration. One of the Staphylococcus aureus, another Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It is a human pathogens. These pathogens are developed with a lot of disease, wound infections, the nosocomial infection, lung infection, and skin infection also developed with these bacteria. So I have choose the bacteria and tested the antibacterial activity. So that in the method, it's a simple method, agar-well diffusion method. In the plate, so the colonies, it's a one center is the control and just a treatment T1, T2, T3. That T1, T2, T3 is the three different concentration. It is the highly increasing the concentration, increasing the zone of incubation. So my drug is also the well work with the both bacteria. So more work with the Staphylococcus aureus. Then antibacterial activity, not only agar-well diffusion assay, another one say methods, say MIC or MBC first tested, another antibiotics expert test also the present. You need whatever you want the test you need, you do the work in your samples. Is the paper, you need the following methods, you read the paper and take the notes. Another one main important one, anti-biofilm activity of nanoparticles. Biofilm, what is biofilm? Biofilm is not a single bacteria. A biofilm is a more than a group of microorganisms. It's 100 times older than a single bacteria. It is a biofilm. Biofilm is a group of bacteria. It is a cluster formation like a group. It is the bacteria are more formed in the cluster structure like a biofilm. The biofilm is another one important with the cell-to-cell communication. It is a quorum sensing. The bacteria talk to talk. In man, talk to talk. That likewise, the bacteria talk to talk each bacteria. That the cell signaling. It is a quorum sensing. The quorum sensing began the mechanism. The each and every bacteria, it is a mechanic to the cell signaling. They regulate the Luxor genes to the formation of biofilm. It's a biofilm formation, the less than 24 to 48 hours in the initial stage and adherence stage and maturation stage and refresh stage. So four stage in the biofilms. Another one thing, the biofilm, it is the play vital role in the healthcare associated infection. It is a wound infection and medical health, hospital infections, medical urinary and catheter infections also developed the biofilms. The biofilms, it is formed is more resistant in the antimicrobials or antibiotics. It is because the biofilms bacteria covered with the EPS, exopolymeric substance. It is covered with protein, carbohydrates, and lipids to protect the cell wall. So the more resistant the antimicrobial and antibiotics. So it is very difficult to eradicate the problem in biofilm in the healthcare settings. So we need to the alternative antibiotic, alternative drug eradicate or prevent the biofilms. So we have need the develop or the novel anti biofilm agent to the nanoparticles. This is the biofilm image. You see the slide. This is for my one of paper in published advanced powder technology. This nanoparticles, collagen biopolymer zinc oxide nanoparticles. This bacteria, Streptococcus mutans, it is an oral pathogen. Another was Proteus vulgaris, it is a urogenic bacteria. Another final one, Candida albicans, a fungi. Three different form biofilms. It is a one control slide and the three different concentration 25, 50, 75, increasing the concentration and decrease the biofilm colony. You see the slide. You saw, you see very well decrease the biofilm colonies. Compare then control and treated. It is a biofilm method. Is a two methods in the staining method. One is the light microscope for the crystal violet staining. Another one is the confocal laser scanning microscope to the acridine orange staining. It is the crystal violet staining to effectively inhibit the nanoparticle to the increasing the concentration and decrease the biofilm colony. The bacterial biofilms, I told the infections in the Staphylococcus aureus, Proteus vulgaris, and Streptococcus mutans. These are the pathogens are effectively forming the biofilms. So we have need to the biofilm eradication is very difficult. So the alternative drug we needed. So developed the nanoparticles into the antibiofilm agents. Another is candidiasis. Another is a fungus. The fungus to develop the Candida albicans is the biofilm. It is more easily form the biofilm in medical devices. Example, dental implants, catheter, heart valves, vascular bypass traps, and artificial joints, which can the substrate in biofilm easy mode of growth. So these are the microbes are easily developed the biofilms. It is the confocal laser scanning microscope images. Is right one, Streptococcus mutans, and another above the Proteus vulgaris. Below one, the Candida albicans. You see the difference, the control A, B, C, and another one's three different concentration treated the biofilms, decrease the biofilm thickness and the decreasing the viability of the colony. You see the cells. Example, C albicans controls the more cluster formation, and after the treatment, increase the concentration and reduce the colony. Slow by slow, finally higher concentration, higher inhibition of colony. It is the confocal, another one confocal laser microscope images. The biofilm form is the group of formation is a very enlarged thickness. So we have the biofilm thickness measurement is very important. So we have tested the biofilm thickness. Go to the confocal laser scanning microscope. Go to the Comstat software in the biofilm thickness measurement. Streptococcus mutans, I think 30 micrometer 3D view, and another treatment. It is the after the higher concentration 75 microgram per ml treated the nanoparticles to reduce the biofilm colony and reduce the biofilm thickness. It is a controls a 30 micrometer biofilm thickness. Another is a 7 micrometer thickness. It is a very good effectively inhibited the biofilm formation and reduced the thickness. This paper published in Antibiofilm Advanced Powder Technology Journal. It's in fact more than 3.3. It is the, you want any protocol or follow the methods in this paper. There another one important interesting study, the application we have tested the anti-angiogenesis activity of nanoparticles. Angiogenesis is nothing but it is the growth of new blood vessels from the existing blood vessels. It occurs through the life, both health and disease during the youth and continuing through old age. The angiogenesis, it is important factor in the cell proliferation and migration and the growth of new organ and new tissues formation. So we have tested our nanoparticle or developed the whatever drugs to test the anti-angiogenics property of the nanoparticle. In the angiogenesis property, it is developing to the compensate to the combined in the cancer studies. Example, targeting angiogenesis can be effective approach, prevent the development of new blood vessels, and is essential modality for normalizing the tumor-associated vasculature. In the study, we have tested the chick egg in the embryo development. I show the next slide. So the it is very important for the cancer studies and our nanoparticles. This application studies very important. One of the cancer therapy, we have tested our nanoparticles. You see the slide. This paper published in the Photochemistry and Biology Journal. This is my co-author paper work in 2016. We have published. You see the slide. In the A, it's a control. It's another initial after 24 hours. It is a formation of embryo and the formation of blood vessels. Another one is initial, and after 24 hours, we have the treatment in 50 microgram per ml in our zinc oxide nanoparticle, gelatin biopolymer coated zinc oxide nanoparticle we have treated. The nanoparticle inhibit the new formation of blood vessels. That is a confirmation of anti-angiogenic activity. It is the mechanism of inhibition means it is inhibited the cell migration and cell proliferation. So it has the ability to the develop and inhibit the new organ or new tissues to develop. So it is confirmed the one of the anti-cancer activity as well as anti-angiogenesis activity. We have the test and compare the bare zinc state gelatin and gelatin coated zinc oxide nanoparticles. You see the slide, clearly visible. In the initial stage, it is the after 24 hours. Then another one is antioxidant activity of nanoparticle. The antioxidant is very important one. A lot of researchers is antioxidant activity listed in the plant compound or plant extract or plant molecules. And currently a lot of researchers are working in the nanoparticles to test the antioxidant activity and as well as anti-inflammatory activity also. The antioxidants directly prevent free radicals, secondary antioxidants indirectly prevent the formation of free radicals. The free radicals, it is very important in the formation of a new disease, example, cancer tumor formation or diabetes or cardiac problems as well as the disease. So we have tested the antioxidant is a very important one. So the antioxidant activity tested the nanomaterial in the assay of TPBH assay to tested our tested nanoparticles to compare our drug and the standard drug vitamin C, citric acid also used for the common standard drug and the nanoparticles to tested the personal the inhibition of enzyme activities, confirmation to the antioxidant and free radical assays. Lot of researchers working on the nanomaterials in antioxidant to the metal oxide like cerium oxide and the metal is gold palladium based nanoparticle. Currently, a lot of research in the hydrogels as well as carbon also used for the tester the antioxidant assays. Then another one is anti-inflammation. Anti-inflammation duty of nanoparticle. Inflammation, it is localization of physical condition which inflammation part of the body develops swelling, redness, pain. Its response to the infection or injury. Already we have the commercially already available the anti-inflammatory drug is also available. Example, diclofenac and apocyl all are the anti-inflammation drug. So we have developed the nanomaterial inside to the in human body to develop the biocompatibility as well as chemical reductants. So we have developed the anti-inflammatory drugs in the nanomaterial or nano size to develop the anti-inflammatory drugs. In the assay used for anti-inflammation assay used for the bovine serum, BSA, and the human blood also use it. It is used for the tested the anti-inflammatory activity of the nanoparticles to tested the anti-inflammation. In the compare the BSA and to the our nanoparticle to compare to the inhibitor in the percentage of the in the enzymes and protein denaturations. So we have confirmation of the anti-inflammatory effect of our samples. Then anti-diabetics, anti-diabetic assay. Diabetes is a more important dreadful disease. It's just likewise cancer and AIDS and diabetes. It's a modern disease. Day by day, increasing the pupils of diabetes. Normal 20, 20 to 80 or 100. It's also affected the pupils in diabetes. There's diabetes also the type 1 and type 2. More pupils in the type 2. So already available commercially available in the market of the antibiotic drugs in metformin and agarbo also available. So however we need the alternative drugs because these drugs are a lot of side effects. So the example metformin, we have take the metformin with a lot of side effects, nausea and abdominal cramp and abdominal pain. So we have need the alternative drug for the biocompatibility and no side effects. We have tested the in nano compounds, green capped nanoparticles, antibiotic agent we have developed. So we have developed the nanoparticles in the antibiotic assay to test in the three tests available. One is alpha amylase, then alpha glucosidase inhibitory, and DPP4. The three assays we have tested. One is alpha amylase inhibition, the carbohydrate enzyme activity decreased inhibition percentage to confirmation to the anti-diabetic activity of our nanoparticles. And the same is the alpha glucosidase inhibitor. It's a, both are the carbohydrate enzymes. These enzymes we have commercially purchased and the in vitro, tested the in vitro. We tested the standard drug, metformin, garbos, we tested the common standard drug and also our used for the our nanoparticles to tested the confirmation of anti-diabetic act of nanoparticles to the alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase activity to confirmation for the anti-diabetic activity of our nanoparticles. So this is a flow chart in the already we know that about the diabetes. Anti-cancer activity of nanoparticles. Then it's very important one. Cancer is a day by day increasing the lot of cancer, breast cancer and lung cancer, testis cancer. Day by day increasing new type of the cancer. Already available in the market in the cancer drugs in the radiation and chemotherapy. It's also available surgery techniques. It's also available. But however, these techniques are killing also the normal cells. A lot of side effects and to the damage the other normal organs. So we need to the alternative therapy or cancer drug delivery, cancer treatment for the vaccines in the studies. So a lot of researchers working on the cancer to test the nanomaterial nanoparticles to test the structures going on. It's a gold nanoparticles working in the cancer studies and drug delivery system. And the other ones are atom and tendrimer. Tendrimer capped gold and silver nanoparticles utilized for the drug delivery of the cancer studies. You see the slide. This is my one of paper, Advanced Powder Technology. This is the hepatocarcinoma, human hepatocarcinoma cell lines. This is a control slide. It's a MTT assay method. It is only for the, we have checked the nanoparticle anti-proliferation assay. It means the proliferation capacity inhibited of nanoparticles to reduce the viability of our cancer cells. So I got tested the nanoparticle in collagen. It's a biopolymer capped zinc oxide nanoparticle to test the hepatocellular carcinoma. It's a control, only DMEM and the cell around the treatment of bad zinc state. Below the is a treatment 25, 50, 75. It's a three different concentrations. increasing the concentration, decreasing the cell viability of the cancer cell, as well as the change of the morphology. You see the slide is a control, is a clump of cell formation, and the treatment totally change the morphology and the color texture and reduce the colonies. Cell colonies is reducing. So our find out the results, collagen zinc oxide nanoparticles, very good, fully inhibited the hepatocellular carcinoma at 75 microgram per ml in the concentration 75 microgram ml in the collagen based zinc oxide nanoparticle. In the paper published in the Advanced Powder Technology 2018, there's another one results, very important results. It is a A549. This is another one paper published in my paper in the Laurel Nobilis. Laurel Nobilis, you know, I think the bay leaves in Tamil, pattai, biryani leaves also used to prepare for the zinc oxide nanoparticles. It is a nano. It's a leaf. It's a very leaf and as well as zinc oxide nanoparticles also very good inhibited the human lung cancer cells, A549 lung cancer cells. You see the slide is a control. The treatment totally changing the texture of the cells and as well as the morphology and reducing the colonies. So the lot of research working the nanomaterial. Nanomaterial is working to the why is fast in the cancer cell. It is a large high surface area. It is a size, is a very minute size of the particle, so easily penetrate into the cells to the mechanism to bind with the cells and the release the ions and the binding with the capping molecules, biofunctional groups, as well as also the inhibited and attack the cells to the cancer mechanisms. This paper also published in the my fourth paper, Microbial Pathogenesis Journal. It's impact factor 2.5. Another one is wound healing activity of nanoparticles. Wound healing, very good important factor. Our disease day by day increasing, suddenly any accident or trauma or whatever it is, some sudden changes or accidents in the injury of our organs to infected in the microbes. So yeah, wound infection also incurable, sometimes also the leading to the death. Example in the diabetics, foot ulcers and the diabetic wounds also the incurable sometimes in the gangrene wounds. So already available, commercially available in the market in the some wound ointments and wound drug also. But however, we need the advantage and easily cured, easy recovered, fastest recovered treatment of drug we needed. So we have the researchers, we tested for the nanoparticles to incorporate the capping agent, biopolymers, or green agents used for synthesis nanoparticles to develop the wound healing materials and ointments. Also used, a lot of researchers previously published and worked on the wound healing properties and wound ointments prepared the silver. In myself, I am also the prepared one of the biomaterial zinc oxide, silver material coated in the bandage cloth. I have prepared and published the paper in Journal of Cluster Science. It's a very good, effectively inhibited the wound infection causing pathogens. See this paper, it's wound healing assays, the two important assays. One is one in vitro, another one is a in vivo assays. In vitro means it is a wound crash cell assays, and another one is in vivo is a mouse or rat to tested the scratch the developed the wound in the animal models and to tested the our nanoparticle through the infection and curation studies. This paper we have recently published in carbohydrate polymers. It is my one of fourth paper. It is high impact factor more than 6. 2 days before this paper is published, this is I am working. We have working on the hydrogel biopolymers, carboxymethyl cellulose to incorporate the developed the hydrogels to tested the wound healing properties of the in the nanomaterials. You see the images in the day one is the control. It's not a wound closure. It's another of the carboxymethyl cellulose. In the another one final is a multi-wall carboxy nanocellulose to treat the day 14 is fully curable for the wound closings. It is the in vitro wound healing assays. It is a in vitro wound healing assay means it is tested for the wound scratch assay. It is scratched for the in the common in vitro in the lab test. We have the cells assays used for the cells. In developed the scratch in the micropipette or the Scalminode to develop the wounds and to tested the different concentration our nanomaterial or whatever it is a drug to tested the cells for migration. It's 24 hours and 48 hours. It is the one of the control. It's not migrated. Is it only scratched? It's another one treated. Is the it is moved for the cells. You see the slide. These cells are it's moving and migration and proliferation of the cells. So the wound, the nanoparticles or nanomaterials so curable for the wound healing. It is a formation of new tissues, developed the cells and the epithelialization process to develop the nanoparticles and the nanomaterials to healing the nanoparticles to healing the wound infections. This paper published in the carbohydrate polymers, my co-author paper, impact factor 6. This is the paper, this is a slide you can see. It is, I am already told I am tested the wound healing properties and wound infection causing pathogen to tested the our silver nanoparticle, chitosan coated silver nanoparticle. I have developed the nanoparticles in the capping agent used for the chitosan. The chitosan used for the isolation in the stem cells, waste stem cells. I have developed the isolated the chitosan and the chitosan used for the capping agent to develop incorporate the chitosan into the silver to make a silver nanoparticle to tested the antibacterial and antibiofilm activity of Pseudomonas aeruginosa and this MRSA bacteria. It is both bacteria are the developed the biofilms and more causing the wound infection. So we have developed the wounded cloth, developed to test the coated with the silver chitosan coated silver nanoparticles to test the is it normal? It is chitosan coated. It's a very good effect for the chitosan coated silver nanoparticles as a band-aid, very effectively inhibited the both bacteria. This paper published in the Journal of Cluster Science this year. It's impact factor 2.3. Then another one important one thing is the mosquito larvicidal activity and insecticidal activity of nanoparticles. Mosquito is one of the most treasury of the vector. It is the spreading of the disease, a lot of disease to the dengue and malaria and some of the parasitic infection also to develop into the vector of mosquito. So already the mosquito treatment of insecticide already available in DDT and dilatin organophosphorus. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello. Ma'am, கேக்குதா உங்களுக்கு?
Any technical problems? Now your screen is visible, sir.
Wait, ma'am.
Is it okay for you?
No, ma'am. No.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Now we can proceed, sir. You can.
I can.
You can't see the screen, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I can't see my slide.
Now we are sharing your screen, sir. Right? Dr. Vijay Kumar, am I audible? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me? Dr. Vijay Kumar? Can you hear me, Mr. Vijay Kumar? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Slide தெரியுதா ma'am உங்களுக்கு?
நம்ம screen தெரியுது, sir. You can select the
ஒரு
PPT
நிமிஷம்.
and you can proceed, sir. You are sharing your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
Yeah, you can select your PPT and you can proceed, sir. I think we have little bit of drizzling in our place. That may be an interruption. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know whether there is interruption on your side or our side. I doubt.
It's rainy, ma'am.
Is it raining in your place, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now you're sharing your screen. You can continue from this slide very heavily. Last slide.
Can you see the slide?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Then mosquito laryngeal activity of nanoparticles. Mosquito already available the chemical insecticides available in the mosquitoes, DDT, diethylene organophosphorus. These are the more resistant in the mosquitoes. So we have developed the alternative insecticidal or mosquitocidal agent we have needed. So we a lot of researcher working on the parasitology and mosquitoes working to develop the nanoparticles and the nanomaterials to develop the alternative mosquito coils to the nano agents. So in myself and also the lot of researcher working on the nanoparticles to develop the nano mosquitocidal agents. We have tested one of our co-papers working in the tested the mosquito laryngeal activity in the nanoparticles. It is the Culex incubacetus. You see the slide. Another one is Anopheles stephensi. We have cultured the mosquito larvicidal, mosquito larvae, and to tested the our nanoparticle in different concentrations as well as compared to the bare capping agents and the bare metals to tested the mosquito laryngeal activity. This is light microscope images show the it is a control. It is another titanium dioxide nanoparticles to treated the mosquito larvae in the fourth instar larvae. The higher concentration of the nanoparticles inhibited the highly inhibited the larvae. It's a more quantity, the percentage, 90% inhibition for the highly inhibition. And it's the very least concentration of the LC50 value. So the higher concentration inhibited for the mosquito larvae as well as the damages for the morphology and the damages for the mosquito body. It's another one insecticidal, anti-insecticidal activity or anti-parasitic activity of the tested our nanoparticle compounds. We have tested for our nanoparticles in the applications. This is our in vivo for the tested in the we have collected the this is the insects. It's a common worms in human. It's a humanly present. This is pediculus humanus capitis. It's also the present in the human hair. Also, we have collected the lot of peoples and to tested our nanoparticles in the different concentration. You see the slide. It is my core paper, Vreka et al. This is 25 concentration and 50 concentration, 50 microgram per ml. The 50 microgram per ml highly damages for the insect body, highly inhibited of the high in the counting of in parasitic. So the nanoparticles very crucially affect in the anti-mosquito cell and anti-insecticidal activity also in the particles. This nanoparticle is crustin is one of the protein from the hemolymph to collected the stem collected the protein the crustin to develop the nanoparticle in the titanium dioxide and to test it for the insecticidal activity. Thank you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the session.
Okay, ma'am.
So we have finished the session earlier, and we have plenty of time for the questions, I think.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
You have
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have finished. We have
Okay.
plenty of time for the question. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We have plenty of time for questions.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
We have few questions from the audience in the chat box. Before that, I can invite the audience to ask the question to you directly.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
So
okay.
audience, if you have any questions, participants, if you have any questions, you can directly ask to Dr. Vijay Kumar. You can raise your hands.
Hello.
Dr. Amal George, you have raised your hands. You can ask your question. Mercy Mary. Mercy Mary, you can unmute and you can ask your question. And few participants are waiting with the question.
No, I am waiting.
Dr. Amritaraj, you are not audible. Some problem with your audio.
Sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, you said about anti-inflammatory drug.
Yes, yes.
Using nano.
Yes.
By using that, sir, how long the drug will be there in the serum level, sir? What will be the improvement after treating with nanomaterials?
Yeah, 24 to 48 hours, sir. But I have only for the in vitro level. I am not tested the in vivo level. So
okay, sir.
So only I have tested the in vitro level 24 to 48 hours only. Not tested
Thank
the
you,
in vivo level. In my future research, I have tested.
The raise hand
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next, Dr. Premalada Arunachalam, you can ask your question. Dr. Premalada.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Actually, I would like to know what is your in vitro model for alpha amylase activity?
Sorry.
What is your in vitro model for alpha amylase assay?
It is only the alpha amylase. We have commercially purchased the enzyme.
Okay.
Then we have tested our nanoparticle to different concentrations. In the common drug, it's agaribose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Standard is agaribose and the metformin.
Okay, okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Shrima, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Shrima, you are not audible. Please check your audio. Shrima. Okay, then we'll another participant, Dr. Jagada Christie. You can raise your question.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Thank
Thank you for the very nice presentation. Actually, my question is, what is the stability of the nanoparticles you have prepared? Like, what is the half-life time of the nanoparticles you have prepared?
In my research, I'm to tested the different stability of different nanoparticles, ma'am. Recently, I have developed the chitosan coated silver nanoparticles. The nanoparticle is a good stability. It is a 60-day stability because not any morphological changes as well as biological application not change in the 60 days.
Okay.
After 60 days, the nanoparticle will be changed in the morphology and the biological application in low level. So the silver is in my research in 60 days and the zinc oxide is at 30 days.
Okay.
So each and every nanoparticles is a different stability level.
Okay, sir. So after 60 days, is there any agglomeration in the nanoparticles? Is there any size changes?
Yeah. After 60 days, it is also affected the all physicochemical characterization like UV and the morphology of nanoparticles and the zeta potentials also change.
Okay.
So definitely.
So are you able to use the same for some other applications like after some time, like after 60 days?
In the same sample?
Or you're just gonna after 60 days, is there can you able to use the same nanoparticles after 60 days for some other applications, or we just have to throw it out?
No, ma'am. Only I'm used for the 60 days. If I want need further, I go again synthesis. So that's better.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next question is from Dr. Maheshwari Purushothaman. Dr. Maheshwari?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible. You can.
Yeah. Good evening to the speaker, sir, and also to the organizers for considering my queries. Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have to thank you personally for your beautiful and excellent presentation, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I ask you in English or can I ask you in Tamil, sir?
No
my
problem,
query?
It's okay, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, Tamil or English?
Tamil.
No, English or Tamil? It's your convenience.
Okay, I'll ask in both, sir. Okay. Sir, my question is this one. Okay. While we were working with antibacterial studies, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Since I have done this in antibacterial studies,
okay.
When I went for a presentation, there was a question asking me that.
Okay.
While we were working with nanoparticles,
okay,
right, they will not be able to diffuse properly.
Okay.
So how can we say whether the nanoparticles is exhibiting antibacterial studies or not?
Sorry.
Sir, let me give you in Tamil also.
Okay.
Now, actually, sir, na presentation la பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது nanoparticle வந்து நம்ம antibacterial studies பண்றோம் இல்லீங்களா?
ஆமா.
அப்போ well diffusionலயோ இல்ல disc diffusionலயோ பண்ணும்போது there is some kind of அந்த dispersing அப்புறம் அந்த இதெல்லாம் உள்ள நல்லா வந்து இறங்கல. ஏன்னா நானோ பார்ட்டிகல்ஸ் உள்ள நல்லா போய் இறங்காது இல்லையா? சோ அது வந்து நீங்க எப்படி வந்து யூ சே எனக்கு வந்து பாக்டீரியல் இது இருக்கு இல்ல அப்படிங்கறது நீங்க எந்த இத வச்சு சொல்றீங்க அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி கேக்குறாங்க. பட் ஐ எம் நாட் ஏபிள் டு ஆன்சர் திஸ். கேன் யூ எக்ஸ்பிளைன் மீ? இட் வில் பி ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல் ஃபார் மீ.
ஓகே, ஒன்றும் இல்லை மேம். நீங்க கேட்கறதுனால உங்களுக்கு நான் தமிழ்ல பதில் சொல்லுவேன், பிரச்சனை இல்லை. இப்போ நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட நானோ பார்ட்டிகளை வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவீங்கன்னா, நீங்க சிந்தசிஸ் பண்ண பிறகு என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க, அதை வந்துட்டு நீங்க ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் கொண்டு போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து அதை நல்லா டைல்யூட் பண்ணணும். இன்னொன்னு என்னன்னா, நீங்க அதை வந்து சோனிகேட்டோ இல்ல வாட்டெக்ஸோ பண்ணி நல்லா மிக்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும் உங்களோட சாம்பிள். அப்படின்னா தான் அது என்ன பண்ணணும்,
உடனே நமக்கு இதுவாயிடும்ல சார்?
என்னது மேம்?
ஒரு 5 minutes வரைக்கும் தான் தாங்குது. ஏன்னா இப்ப நான் டெம் எல்லாம் பண்ணும்போது கூட அந்த ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் ஃபேஸ் ஆச்சு.
இல்ல மேம், நீங்க வந்துட்டு இப்ப சோனிகேட்லாம் நீங்க பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா?
பண்ணிருக்கேன் சார், பண்ணிருக்கேன். அல்ட்ராசோனிகேஷன் தான சொல்றீங்க?
அல்ட்ராசோனிகேஷன். ஆமா. நீங்க உங்களோட நானோ பார்ட்டிகல் எவ்வளவு நேரம் பண்ணுவீங்க
சார்? அது ஒரு 5 to 10 minutes. அவ்வளவுலாம்
பத்தாது மேம், கண்டிப்பா பத்தாது. 5 to 10 minutes தான் வச்சீங்கன்னா அடுத்த நிமிஷம் அக்ரிகேஷன் ஆகி வந்துரும். ஒரு அரை மணி நேரத்துல பாத்தீங்கன்னா மேல பார்ட்டிகல் செட்டில் ஆயிடும். சோ நம்ம வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, இப்ப என்னோடதெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட நான் ஒரு 2 மணி நேரம் பண்ணுவேன். நம்ம பாத்தீங்கன்னா என்னோட ஃபேனை பண்ணி அதுக்கான எல்லா நானோ பார்ட்டிகளுமே அப்படிதான் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, ஒரு சிலதுக்கு ஒரு மாடிஃபிகேஷன் இருக்கும். ஐஸ் பாக்ஸ்ல மேல வச்சு உங்களோட சாம்பிள் மாறக்கூடாது. ஏன்னா அதோட எல்லாமே டெக்ஸ்சர்ல மாறும் இல்லையா. ஸோ அதனால என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட 2 to 3 hours பண்ணுவேன். சில சாம்பிள்ஸ் 5 hours வரைக்கும் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இப்போ நான் இன்வைவோல கொடுக்கணும், நான் வந்து ஒரு பாக்டீரியா லெவலுக்கு டெம்ல பார்க்க போறேன் அப்படின்னா 5 to 6 hours நின்று அப்படியே அல்ட்ராசோனிகேட்ல பண்ணுவேன். பண்ணி என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா திருப்பி நான் வாக்ஸும் பண்ணுவேன். ஏன்னா அப்பதான் அது டிஸ்போஸ் ஆகும் அந்த பார்ட்டிகல், இல்லைன்னா அங்கங்க செட் ஆகி போயிடும். இன்னொன்னு நீங்க ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கும்போது அப்படியே பாத்தீங்கன்னா அப்படியே ஒரு நல்லா ஃபுல் டிஸ்போஸ் ஆகாம ஒரு பவுடர்.
எஸ் எஸ் ஐ கேன் see. புரியுது சார்.
நீங்க இன்னொன்னு பண்ணலாம். அடுத்து நீங்க அதை சோனிகேட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா சிரிஞ்ச் ஃபில்டர் அப்படின்னு ஒரு என்ன இருக்கு தெரியுமா?
நோ சார், ஐ டோன்ட் நோ.
ஃபில்டர் நீங்க நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. நீங்க சோனிகேட் பண்ணிட்டு என்ன பண்ணுங்க, அந்த செல் லைன்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்டடீஸ்க்குலாம் நாங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ற மெத்தட்ஸ் இதுதான்.
சாரி சார், ஆக்சுவலி ஐ அம் ஃப்ரம் பிசிக்ஸ் பேக்ரவுண்ட்.
இட்ஸ் ஓகே மேம், நோ ப்ராப்ளம், நோ வரிஸ், இட்ஸ் ஓகே.
அதனால தான் எனக்கு சில பயோடெர்ம்ஸ் தெரியாது, பட் பயாலஜிக்கல் அப்ளிகேஷன்ங்கிறதுனால ஐ ஜஸ்ட் வாண்டட் டு ஆஸ்க்.
பரவாயில்ல மேம், ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. உங்களுக்கு பர்சனலா எங்கிட்ட ரிசர்ச் கொலாபரேஷன் வரனால என்ன பர்சனலா கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. நான் ஐ அம் ரெடி டு ஹெல்ப் வித் யூ, நோ ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஓகே, தேங்க் யூ.
ஸோ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுங்கன்னா ஃபுல்லா வந்துட்டு அல்ட்ரா இது பண்ணிட்டு நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க, ஃபுல்லா சோனிகேட் பண்ணிடுங்க. பண்ணிட்டு 2 to 3 hours பண்ணுங்க. அதுக்கப்புறமா என்ன பண்ணுங்கன்னா திருப்பி வந்து ஸ்வின்ஸ் ஃபில்டர்னு ஒன்று இருக்கும். 2 மைக்ரோமீட்டர்ல இல்ல 1 மைக்ரோமீட்டர் நானோமீட்டர் லெவலுக்குலாம் இப்போ இருக்கு. அதுல வந்து ஸ்வின்ஸை வச்சு நீங்க ஃபில்டர் பண்ணணும். நீங்க ஃபில்டர் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த மேல இருக்க அந்த செட்டிலான பார்ட்டிகல்ஸ் எல்லாமே செட்டில் ஆகி அந்த ஃபில்டர் செட்டில் ஆயிரும். கீழே உங்களுக்கு பியூர் நானோ சொல்யூஷனாவே வந்துடும். ஸோ நீங்க அப்படி டெஸ்ட் பண்ணும்போது உங்களோட பயாலஜிக்கல் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் வந்து நல்லாவே இருக்கும். என்னோட நீங்க ரீசென்ட் பேப்பர் பயாலஜிக்கல் மேக்ரோமாலிகுல்ஸ் எனக்கு ஒரு பேப்பர் இருக்கும், கப்பா கரகினான்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு ரீசெண்டா ஒரு பேப்பர் இப்போ பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணியிருப்பேன் நான் அந்த இயர்ல. அதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா பயாலஜிக்கல் அவ்வளோ அழகா ஸ்டெப்டோகாக்கஸ் ஏரியஸ் அவ்வளோ அழகா இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். நான் டெம் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் பண்ணியிருப்பேன். அதுல டெம் மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்ல இன்டராக்ஷன் ஸ்டடிஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பேன். So நீங்க
இல்ல சார், ஆக்சுவலி we also published a paper in impact factor by material science ல.
ஓகே.
ஆனா எனக்கு based on this only anti bacterial studies ல.
ஓகே மேம்.
எனக்கு என்னன்னா the interior part, ஏனா because sometime I face this difficulty while answering the question. ஏனா basically physics background ங்கறனால I was not able to answer for this biological related. So I just wanted to ask you. Thank you so much for your kind explanation. Thank you sir. And thank you ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Welcome. Dr. Premalada, you have another question to ask?
Yes ma'am.
Yeah.
Can you hear me sir?
Yes ma'am.
Sir, actually in vitro like alpha amylase நீங்க டெஸ்ட் பண்ணேன்னு சொல்றீங்க. in vitroக்கும் in vivoக்கும் நிறைய டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்குமே, லைக் அதை எப்படி நம்ம வேலிடேட் பண்றது?
Yes ma'am, but not yet I am not tested the in vivo level in anti-diabetic. The research is going.
Okay. But anyway in vivoல வந்தாதான் அது நம்ம கன்ஃபார்ம்டா சொல்ல முடியும் இல்லீங்களா?
Yes ma'am.
But alpha amylase is confirmed.
Yes ma'am. இப்போதான் நாங்க அந்த ரிசர்ச் வந்து டிசைன் பண்ணிருக்கோம். பண்ணிட்டு இனிமே தான் அதை ஆரம்பிக்கணும். தான் தெரியும்.
Okay sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you ma'am. Dr. Jagatha Christy, you have another question to ask? Dr. Jagatha?
Hello. Yes ma'am.
You can join.
Sir, sorry for interrupting you again. Actually, it may be a basic question. Like, I'm from physics background. I don't know even the basics of microbiology. My question is, when you're when you're testing the nanoparticles against the anti-cancer cells, what happened to the normal cells actually?
You have asking the question, cancer cells or normal cells?
No, actually, you're doing basic கொஞ்சம் ஒரு ஃப்ளஷ் எடுத்து நீங்க பண்ணும்போது அதுல நார்மல் செல்ஸும் இருக்கலாம், கொஞ்சம் கேன்சர் செல்ஸும் இருக்கும்போது நீங்க நானோ பார்ட்டிகல்ஸ் போடும்போது என்ன ஆகும் நார்மல் செல்ஸ்க்கு ஆக்சுவலி?
நோ மேம், we have only இப்ப செலக்டட் ஆக்சுவலா வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்ப நாங்க வந்து டெஸ்ட் பண்றது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா கேன்சர் ஸ்டடிஸ்னா கேன்சர் உள்ள செல்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் எடுப்போம். அதை வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா நேஷனல் சென்டர் செல் சயின்ஸ்ல இருந்து வாங்கிடுவோம். அது ஆக்சுவலா அது கேன்சர் செல்ஸா மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும்.
ஓகே.
சோ அதுல என்ன பண்ணனும்னா இப்ப வந்து நம்மளோட ட்ரக்கை பொறுத்து அது வந்து இப்ப ஒரு 100 மைக்ரோகிராம் per ml கொடுக்குறோம்னா அதுக்கு எவ்வளவு எபிலிட்டி இருக்கோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி அதை கில் பண்ணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், செல் வயபிலிட்டி பார்த்த பிறகு ROS அசே பார்ப்போம், இல்லைன்னா டபுள் ஸ்டெயினிங் அசேஸ், இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் மெத்தட்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதுபடி நம்ம ஃபாலோ பண்ணிருக்கோம். இப்ப நீங்க கேட்கிற கொஸ்டின் இப்ப நார்மல் செல்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணணும்னு கேக்குறீங்க இல்லையா? இப்ப அதுக்குமே வந்துட்டு நாங்க டெஸ்ட் எல்லாம் பண்ணிருக்கோம் நார்மல் செல்ஸ்ல. மவுஸ்
என் क्वेश्चन என்னன்னா, how your nanoparticle is going to differentiate the normal cell and the cancer cell
in the same cells?
இப்போ உங்க நானோபார்ட்டிகல்ல எப்படி இத டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ண முடியும்னு கேக்குறேன். இப்போ இது இட்ஸ் killing the cancer cells na, it again it's going to kill the normal cells too, isn't it?
Yes ma'am.
So the nano and the நம்ம prepare பண்ற nanoparticle has to differentiate the normal cells with the cancer cells. So how
Yes,
are it's going to do actually?
So we have tested the normal cells. It's not toxic to the cells. It's a biocompatibility.
Okay.
It's a kill the cells. It's a cancer cells. It's a toxic. So we have tested depend upon the capping agent and the metal.
So
Okay, sir.
to interrupt, I can compliment to Dr. Vijay Kumar. So, as Dr. Vijay Kumar has said earlier, he has done only on in vitro analysis. In vitro analysis, he has said that he has procured the cancer cells from the laboratory, and only the cancer cells are treated with nanoparticles. Not he has not tested trialed in the in vivo studies. So in the in vitro studies, he has used only the cancer cells. So there is no query of if in future he's trying with the normal cells and cancer cells, then we have to check whether this nanoparticles are targeting the normal cells also. Am I clear, Dr. Jagada?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I don't know the difference between in vitro and in vivo. That's the issue here. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the interruption. It's a basic question.
It's welcome.
Sorry for that.
This pleasure is mine. We have to
Yes,
clarify the doubt for the participants. Any participants, it's a known
Yes,
or unknown participant.
Yes,
we have to. It's our duty to clarify the doubt. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Jagannathan.
Pleasure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Dr. Premalada, you have another question?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, thank you.
I would like to compliment
Dr. Miran. You can come with your question.
Yes, madam. Resource person, sir.
Yes,
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. This is Dr. Miran, head of the Department of Zoology of Kartarautar College, Usumpalayam.
Nice to hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. I have one question. Might be the basic question because I am new to this nano field actually.
Okay, sir.
Does the nanoparticle has an ability to differentiate normal and cancer cells?
Ability to the normal cells or cancer cells?
No. Suppose if you are incorporating the nanoparticle into tissue, right?
Yes.
Do they have an ability to differentiate the normal and cancer?
Yes, sir, because the ROS mechanism and in viability test.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. So we have to differentiate in the normals and the cancer cells.
Oh. If it is normal cell, how do they act? And if it is cancer cell, how do they act, sir?
How do the action? ROS mechanism. Further we have test the ROS mechanism.
Oh, same only. Okay, right.
Yeah, same only. And dual double dyed assays. Some assays are also available. We have tested the normal cell and cancer cells.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. So we have some more questions from the participants. They have typed the questions in the chat box. One question from Jessie Jansirani. I don't know whether it's a student or faculty. Will you explain green synthesis processor? Can we use fresh extract? She may be the student and new to nanotechnology, nanoparticle synthesis. She's asking the methodology of green synthesis of nanoparticles.
Green synthesis.
It's I think it's a very basic question. She may be a student.
Okay. It's a green synthesis. It's a very easy method. First you choose which type of metal or metal oxide nanoparticles you want. Then like silver or gold or zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. So first you choose the metal or metal oxide. Then we have to next you choose the capping agent, whatever you want in the capping agent. Plant or polymers or protein molecules or whatever it is you choose. To example, just you select the one plant, you collect the plant leaves, collect the plant leaves and wash the plant leaves, and boil the leaves and filtered, then filtered the solution to mix with the prepared the metal or metal oxide solution and the incubation and after characterization. These are the methods. You read some papers, get some ideas.
Okay, thank you, sir. It's a basic question. Any paper on nanotechnology, synthesis of green synthesis of nanoparticles using any plant extract will give the methodology. I think the question is answered. And two questions from Dr. Sahar Raj. He has asked, is G+ G minus division is applicable for fungi.
G minus.
Plus and G minus division is applicable for fungi.
G minus, I don't know, ma'am. This question, I don't know. What about?
Is Dr. Saharaj, are you on the line? Can you join us and you can clarify your question if you want any clarification? Dr. Saharaj, you can unmute and you can throw the question to the resource person. And another question from Dr. Saharaj. Any commercial bio nanoparticles available for cancer?
Yes, ma'am. Not only cancer, already available in the market commercially nanoparticles. Titanium dioxide, zinc oxide also used for the cosmetics items. Not only the cancers. Not yet used for the cancer. It is cancer used for the commercially drug-coated research tested for the doxorubicin or clathrine coated nanoparticle tested the in vitro and in vivo level, not commercial marketing level.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Another participant is waiting with the question.
Okay.
Dr. Masuda.
Okay.
Dr. Masuda, you can ask the question. Please unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hello, please unmute your mic, sir.
My mic.
No. The participant is asking a question.
Okay.
He's on mute. Please unmute and ask your question. Okay. I don't know his. So another question is macroalgae. Whether macroalgae can be used for nanoparticle for cancer treatment?
Yeah, it's a very good question. But also, the lot of researchers working on the macroalgae utilized for the capping agent and developed the nanoparticles.
Okay.
It's a good anti-cancer activity, particularly in the some algae used for the sargassum whitey and isolated the sample in Fucoidan to develop the anti-cancer activity as well as some biomedical application already tested.
Okay. So another question. So you have mentioned that the nanoparticles have insecticidal activity. So
yes,
if there is any chance for this nanoparticle to act against the locust army, she's asking the current question. Kanmani.
Maybe if it possible, maybe in future, I think that the researcher working on the nanomaterial to develop the nano sprays. Maybe incorporate into the sprays already commercially available in the market in the sanitizer, also the silver coated sanitizer. I think in Bangalore, one of my friend working in the company also developed the nano sanitizer, silver coated nano sanitizer. This like in future developed the researchers or nano sprays to develop the locust formi, some other insecticides. Yes, maybe future.
Okay, it says a promising future for research.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Next question from Ms. Abhirama Sundari, Sendil Kumar. You can unmute your mic and ask the question. No, I think she has left. Okay, so then that's the question. I have my own question to ask, sir.
Yes,
so you told that you have done the experiments only in vitro. So if we apply,
also experiment in vivo, ma'am, the rat wound healing space, some experiment is going
on. Okay, so
yes,
if we introduce this nanoparticles for any purpose, it's anti-inflammatory or cancer study, whatever it may be, whether these nanoparticles have any end effect, whether there is any bioaccumulation or something like that.
Yes, ma'am. The nanoparticle, it is curable. Some bacteria. In my studies, I am also working in the S areas. It's a nanoparticles to develop the bacteria to settle the bacterial cell wall. To the settle of the bacterial cell wall, the accumulation of the nanoparticle. See the pictures in the 10 microgram. Clearly in the nanoparticle, the bacterial cell was the clumpy formation, the black dot colors. As also I'm tested the some fish models.
Okay.
So the nanoparticles found in the intestinal tissues and some gills also found in the nanoparticles. As well the rat models to cure some curability is a very good dissolution of nanoparticle. It is fully cure the tissues and not settle down in the tissues.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
do they at the large end, do they have any side effect or any impact on the organism?
Which
They are
nanoparticle?
they are adhered to the cell wall, you said. So do they have any long-term effects?
Yes, ma'am. Depend upon the metal and the capping agent, ma'am. It's a chemical method. It's very definitely toxic. But capping agent, it's a green synthesis or easily biopolymer. It's very safe.
Okay. So I am not an nanotechnologist. Even then, I have to ask
Okay.
one more thing. Yeah, when we synthesize the nanoparticles, green synthesis or whatever maybe, we get
Okay.
nano solution with the nanoparticles. Whether this
Yes, ma'am.
solution can be lyophilized?
Yeah, sure. You go to the solution of the nanoparticle, different methods. You take a solution to develop the example metal oxide, you go to the preparation method. You go to the sample and the dry, and after to take a powder and the calcinations. It is the zinc oxide. And as the same method in the silver is a solution, you take the hot air oven, the dry, and after you scratch the powder, and the mortar and pestle, you grind the powder in the fine particles. You get the fine particles.
Okay.
In microbial methods, you also the lyophilization method.
Because when we when we do for characterization, we give only the solutions with the nanoparticles. So it will be better.
Each and every characterization different angles for the nanoparticles. Example, in the some technicians want the TEM and the SEM analysis for the solution.
Okay.
Some FTR analysis is a powder because the powder mixed with the potassium bromide to develop the FTR sample preparations.
Okay.
FTR analysis preparation.
Okay.
More samples, I think powder is better.
Okay.
Apart from TEM.
So we can go for lyophilization.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So I think that's the question for the day. So we'll wind up today's session. So tomorrow we have the applications of nanoparticles in pollution control and aquaculture, right, sir?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Have a pleasant stay. See you. Bye.